Stefan starts and ends the circle. So we're happy to have him start with the first presentation and give an overview on the different trends he sees across the life of a utility scale solar plant, from development, EPC to asset management. Stefan, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Michael, for the introduction. And I've also seen now, and I tried to adjust a little bit also during my presentation and my keynote about what are the hot topics, what is the future of utility scale. I think this is the main topic here. We have also in the next, I would say, 2-3 hours, a lot of detailed information, and I'm looking forward to it to have also after this then a fire chat discussion, and hopefully also a lot of questions. So let me share my presentation with you. Just a second. Yeah, thanks a lot. So a few sentences to Enerparc, probably some highlights so that you can see a bit what we are doing. Enerparc is a company who is in the utility scale business and the whole value chain. That means we do greenfield development. On one hand, we do own EPC. We do the O&M by ourselves, and finally the energy trading, which becomes much more important in, I would say, developed markets. We have at the moment nearly 4 gigawatt as own power plants under IPP, and this brought us to a nice situation that also with external wind and PV plants, which doesn't own us, not owned by us, we do an energy trading platform here, and mainly Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, France, Spain. And yeah, in 2024, we had 10 terawatt hours via our platform. And I think it is a significant amount. But a lot of things are changing. I mean, I just mentioned the energy trading, but let us also look into what's going on in the trends. And I would like to start with project development. So what is the status? What is the trends? And yeah, what are also the challenges? Yeah, I think the project development becomes more and more challenging. And this has also something to do that we reach already a situation in a few countries, and let's speak about Portugal or about also in Spain, where the grid is already quite full. So that means we see that in a few countries all around the world that the development, or let's say the electrification of the economy, is slower than we could build large-scale power plant. And this means automatically that there is a disbalance in the system. So the off-takers at the moment are quite lesser, and the production is getting larger in a lot of countries. So that means the trends are very clear and visible. We see much more co-developments. We see much more corporate players who are active in a very early stage. And this has something to do that they want to secure, I would say, green energy, but also that they, I don't know, want to get a better acceptance of their factories. So, for example, we work together with Ardag, which is a large glass manufacturer. They changed from completely the energy supply from gas to electricity, build up a green factory, and because of this, they need green energy. The good thing is that the local communities are quite open for this, and generally we have also no space issue. But this means automatically that the corporate players who are generally only looking for PPAs or finally to be the owner are much more earlier involved. Yeah? So it is not anymore I build a plant and I bring it into the market, I make a bit of M&A transaction, and that's it. That means the expectation of the buyers are much more than we had in the past. Partly also compliance topics, commercial expectations, and this can have something to do that is with or without storage, or that they want to have traceable modules. So the process is completely different. But on the other hand, it's a challenge. It's a longer and complex development process, especially in Europe. However, we see also a bit more professionalism in the process. So a traditional M&A process is also more or less the standard. If you want to sell, I would say, a pipeline of, I don't know, 250 megawatt, 5 projects in Germany or in Spain or in other countries in a normal transaction process. So challenges are there. early involvement is also visible, but I think in general it works fine. The same topic is in EPC. So the typical general contractor of PV power plants with a focus on engineering solutions is still there. But also here you see that the potential off-taker and again, owner or PPA, they are much more involved in the beginning. We see also a lot of innovation activities, and this is really, we call it the Überbau in Germany. That means a pooling system, a combination. Because let's be clear, the challenge of the next few years are the grid connection points. And in a normal PV plant in Europe, for example, has a utilization rate of only 20 to 25%. In wind, it can be 35 to 40%. So that means we are wasting a lot of grid connection capacities. And this is seen in a lot of countries right now. And there is an idea of pooling it. That means one grid connection point, wind, solar, and storage together, and you have then also an integrated system into it. We see also that the demand side will be also more and more integrated. I mean, you can see a battery a bit as also as a demand side, but on the other hand, we see also storage system, AI, data centers, and so on, which will be connected sooner or later on this grid connection points. Utilization rate will go up. We have here or there some peak shavings. Probably we lose a few percentage, but this is not the biggest issue. Challenge is that when you, for example, start and to find a partner who is the potential off-taker or buyer, they want to be involved also in the selection process. I mentioned just now the traceability of products. But on the other hand, the biggest challenge from the engineering point of view is that we have a really high increase of technical grid requirements, not only with storage, but also the grid connection itself. You know? I always say PV at the moment sets the standard. Yeah. So in Germany, we reached already more than 60% in the last year, and I'm pretty sure we'll reach the 80 in 3 years. But this only works if you can manage the demand and supply side. No? So we need to find a way that we are always in line between the offtake and the generation. And there are a lot of initiatives right now. You can do it with storage. You can do it power to X. There are a lot of initiatives of green hydrogen. But on the other hand, which I see more and more coming, is really the interaction between the trading floor and the off-takers. So to find a way how you can manage the energy demand on the other side. And I think this can be very interesting, is a challenge, but on the other hand, also a great opportunity. Let's have a look a bit into O&M. We have also a few sessions about AI. I think this is, I would say, a super interesting topic. So the standard or reactive O&M service with, I would say, a separate operation and a maintenance team, this doesn't really work anymore. I think we see more and more standardization in these processes. And the trend is very clear. We just mentioned it, AI, ML, or other software tools. We need to fully digitalize the operational activities. At the moment, for example, here at Enerparc, one operational head, one person can manage to 20, 30, 40 sites. This needs to go up not by 10%, it needs to go up by 100%. So we have to find a way that we have a clever tool, and let's call it AI or ML, machine learning, or other softwares, who ranks the issues, yeah, who is balancing the workload of the operational guys. And it can start with a rating of the failure systems, yeah, so that you really concentrate and try to increase the technical availability of the plant in ranking the failures, yeah, so that you do not get whatever in the morning at 8 a.m. 100 information about that here a diet can be a failure or there's potential hotspot. So it needs to be ranked based on the value of energy. But it is also some other small things. So, and this is, as you probably know, most of the sites have no people on site, but there is a direct interaction with the community or with some farmers or with some hunters or with the fire brigade. And we are getting, I don't know, with 400 sites, around 200 calls per day, that somebody should open the gate. Voice recognition, super simple. We try it out now. I think this can be also an interesting way to increase the utilization rate of each people which you have on board. External software providers are needed, and these are mainly special tasks. And this can be, again, the interface to the trading floor. We have a lot of redispatch at the moment, negative hours, but it goes also into the topics securities and cyber securities. We have much more challenge on O&M because there's a much higher requirements on an active operational energy management. I mentioned before, generation needs to be always in line with the consumption. PV is the new infrastructure, and this is a matter of fact. And because of this, we have to manage also this much more actively. We have to understand what we are doing. On the other hand, we have also a lot of human interfaces, and this can be community issues, yeah, and especially when you integrate the community on the returns, but also on biodiversity topics, yeah. And we have an issue here in Europe at the moment with wolves, so you need to find a way how you protect the sheep who are responsible for the greenkeeping. So a lot of the things also in the change. I think we had a lot of discussions about preventive maintenance. I think all these topics will happen. They are not buzzwords anymore. Challenges means also additional services, and automatically also you can generate additional revenue. Asset management, I think we always lose this focus a little bit. I think it is not anymore a standardized reporting system with defined processes from your bank. It is much more inside. As I mentioned before, when you have off-takers who are PPA partners, or they're even the owner, they ask from you, they want to have these additional services. And it starts with standardized tech services, risk management, but also refinancing. Yeah? So a lot of investors, they also leverage their project to an extent. So it is a bit like in the real estate business. After 10 years, you form a new holding, you put 10, 20 PV plants inside and try to refinance, if it makes sense, the equity, for example. On the other hand, you have the same topics here, much more management of, I call it not active stakeholders, it's more passive stakeholders. And these are, as I told you, the co-owners. And when you make a crowdfunding activity and somebody gives 500 euro, then it is a stakeholder, yeah, and you have to manage this person. And it can be the mayor of the city, it can be residents who are close by. Yeah, we have also, I would say, challenges in the battery systems, and the noise factor is also not to underestimate. So we will see also residents will have some questions there. But these challenges, as always, have a lot of also opportunities, and we see much more interfaces in the market. And because we are already part of the critical infrastructure, cybersecurity gets much more important. So it is not anymore a tick box inside the O&M system. It is an active cybersecurity management, training of people, VPN systems inside the field. I mean, there are a lot of debates at the moment if somebody from outside can switch off the inverter. Cybersecurity is at the moment the hot topic, and everyone is afraid. So, but again, here are a lot of initiatives inside, and a lot of tools, and a lot of partners. And I see also this challenging topic is also, I would say, a very interesting opportunity in the market. So in summary, we, as I mentioned, challenges are also opportunities. And what we see around the world at the moment, we have much more intense co-development activities. As I mentioned, every investor is a little bit different. Every investor has some hard and soft topics on ESG, but also on compliance topics, but also on the working infrastructure, also on taxation. We work, for example, with Inca together, the investment arm of IKEA, and they don't want that the whole system is part of a funding scheme. So no EEG auction or FIT or something. So this should be completely out. And they are involved in a very early stage. So intense co-developments means also, I would say, interesting opportunities. The challenge at the moment is the deeper technical know-how which is needed to build a plant. Again, we are not anymore we produce green energy and then forget. This is not the case anymore. That means there are much more interactions with the grid operators. And this means not only the technical requirement for the grid connection point, it means also the whole infrastructure, battery management, wind and solar combination. We are moving at the moment a lot into HV, so 110 kV here in Europe. And the operational maintenance is not anymore a simple reporting structure. This is an active management. Here we see the biggest opportunity, and these are more from the commercial side, because investors very often don't see the in interesting opportunities, and this can be also a commercial reevaluation of assets based on different standards. The investor and the final asset owner need always additional services, and this is probably in a few markets it's a must already that you market the energy on the trading platform. But as I mentioned also before, refinancing, restructuring of PV plants, also repowering, a lot of initiatives are coming at the moment into the market, and I'm quite interesting into this new phase because the whole industry becomes much more serious. However, we have now the situation that we reached a lot of countries already some points that we produce too much energy. And this means there are a lot of new ideas needed how we can balance this. And storage is one thing. We have today probably also some information about energy management, but tracker system, east-west direction. I mean, we see a lot of bifacial systems also in the market right now. I mean, we build only bifacial. This is also an added value, which probably can also bring new technology into the system. The sun shines only during the day, but let us find a way how we can manage this over the 24 hours. And this can be with wind, this can be with storage, this can be with power to X. So I think from the technology point of view, there are a lot of new ideas on the market, and I'm looking forward to the next few slides and presentation of my colleagues here in this conference to hear what is the next hot thing in the market. Thanks a lot.